Nostalgia. It's a word that's been echoing in our conversation a lot lately, hasn't it? It's a feeling that transcends generations, and in today's digital age, it's more accessible than ever before. The internet serves as a time machine, allowing us to revisit moments long past, those golden days that our minds have painted even brighter with the brush of memory. But why, you may wonder, are we delving into the realms of nostalgia while talking about Overwatch? Well, I'll tell you, my friends, it's because I miss Overwatch. I miss those late night gaming sessions with the boys, the cacophony of voices yelling at each other, debating who should be on the point and why we're not experimenting with Bastion, Reinhardt and Mercy combos like we used to. Those were the days. But now it just feels different. The vibrant pulse of the game seems to have dimmed. People are still playing it, sure. But why? What's the magic that keeps them coming back to Overwatch 2? It's a question that lingers unanswered. So, I propose this. Let's take a seat, let's unwind, and let's journey back to a simpler time. Back when Overwatch was at the top of the world.
Shut up about
Overwatch.
Shut up about
Overwatch.
When I first heard of Overwatch in 2015, it didn't pique my interest. You see, when I was in my teen years, oh god, I'm a fucking corpse, I usually played single player games, and the big exception for multiplayer was Smash Bros and Mario Kart 8. Other than that, I was mostly a single player kid. One of my friends is an old Blizzard fan, back from their glory days, and he was hyped through the moon about Overwatch. I still remember being in recess and me and another friend talking, and suddenly this guy jumps in and he's like,
Dudes, there's gonna be a new game. It's called Overwatch. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to get that game. I wanna get it now.
And I would be like,
Shut up about this.
Overwatch.
Shut up about this.
Overwatch.
a couple days passed, and I thought to myself, maybe I'll get it on Steam once it launches. And his reaction was like, the guy laughed at my face and said that Overwatch would never be on Steam. Who's laughing now, you son of a bitch? I had no previous memories of Blizzard games. I knew that WoW was big and I heard about Diablo, but nothing else. I was never into RPGs. All the systems in an RPG used to make my head spin. But Overwatch looked different. I was never good at FPSs either. Jesus man, was I good at anything as a kid? I preferred to play third-person shooter games. Stuff like Ratchet & Clank, The Last of Us, Spec Ops The Line, etc. But Overwatch looked different. I loved the cartoony art style, the character designs, and everything else in the game. Plus, it looked pretty simple to play, and I decided to give it a try. I bought it 15 days after the release for PS4, and I instantly fell in love with it. This game, man. Overwatch was king back in the day. Truly beautiful, even with all its glitches, bugs, and Roadhog. I was there for the release of Ana, Sombra, Orisa, and Doomfist. And I played almost every single night. It felt rewarding and absolutely fun to play. That Game of the Year win was absolutely deserved. Around 2018, me and my friends just stopped playing Overwatch. Our watch had ended. Life started taking a hold of us, but we were still sure Overwatch 1 will live on for years and years. Oh, you stupid fools. The game kept getting updated, and I watched from the sidelines from time to time how things were. Then Moira and Brigitte were released, and everything turned on its head. I had never seen something like this in a game before. People hated those characters so much. Eventually they were patched, but that wound had not healed completely. Back then I saw Blizzard as a good company, with no moral problems or anything of the sort. But in 2018, with the protests of Hong Kong, the cracks started to show. Something was just starting to feel rotten about the company, and people started questioning if they were doing the right thing by supporting them with their hard-earned money. Which brings me to the monetization system of the game. Overwatch's main monetization system was the loot boxes, but I was not affected by it all that much. The only time I purchased something in Overwatch was a double pack loot box bundle. But that's it. Everything else I owned was earned in-game.
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
I still remember Overwatch 2's announcement like it was yesterday. I saw it the day after BlizzCon, and I remember feeling emotional after hearing the music in the short. But also, I had another question. Why? Why does this exist? Overwatch 1 was just 3.5 years old. But anyway, they said that the focus of the sequel was on the new PVE mode, which sounded very interesting. It was like a mixture between Overwatch and Left 4 Dead. and both Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 will run simultaneously, which was great. Papa Jeff was in support of the community. Then some more time passed, and Overwatch 1 stopped receiving updates around 2020, with Echo being the last character added to the game. The reason the updates stopped was because the focus shifted to the sequel. Okay, this is kind of a red flag, but hey, Papa is still there and is still very community friendly. Then some more time passed, and on the 20th of April 2021, Papa Jeff left Blizzard. To say that this was a crushing blow to the community is to put it lightly. Even though I was retired, I was still saddened by his departure. Aaron Keller was put in charge of the Overwatch team, and they tried to remake the devlogs that Jeff used to put out. But it was just not the same. With Jeff, it felt like he was talking to the fans with love for the community. With Aaron, it felt like he was held in gunpoint to do them. After Jeff left, Overwatch 2 continued to be shrouded in mystery. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on in Team 4. The only thing shown after Jeff's departure was a couple of the new redesigns for the characters. And then July 2021 hit, and Activision was hit with a massive lawsuit about sexual harassment, brawl culture, and so much more. Despite not playing any of the Blizzard games, except Overwatch, it still had a very special place in my heart. And hearing that the company which published the game, that I loved and enjoyed, had been run by dipshits, and many of the devs were responsible, I was truly saddened by how things turned out. And of course, there's oh, Bobby, my little dipshit. I kinda got obsessed with shitposting this guy ever since the lawsuits came to light. I started hating this dude whenever I saw him. Hearing about all the terrible things he kept his eyes closed about just showed me that the companies don't care about their workers or customers in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, back to Overwatch. So, there was another drought for a while, and many were hurt by the news that the company they've put so much into was run by monsters. The hype for Overwatch was dying down by the minute.
Hello, heroes of Overwatch.
On the 10th of March 2022, newly assigned director of Overwatch, Aaron Keller, announced that they would be splitting the game in two. The PvP would release first, and the PvE would release second in parts. Overwatch 2's PvP would release on October 4th, 2022, while the PvE segment would release throughout 2023. Okay, that kinda sounded like a red flag, but it's not like things could get worse. Things got worse. In June, they announced that they would be shutting down Overwatch 1, which they promised they would not do. Blizzard! And that Overwatch 2 would be a live service game. Blizzard! I don't mind live service games, but they could be a death sentence to a franchise. So, a couple more months passed, Overwatch 1 was on its deathbed, and on October 3rd, the game shut down for good. The next day we wanted it back.
You did this to our people knowingly? Gah!
Blizzard, what the fuck is this? Honestly, what the fuck is this? Of course you would be the one to have the worst battle pass in the history of gaming. Of course you would be the one to remove the greedy type of monetization and make it even worse. No, honestly, what the fuck is this mobile game monetization filled with FOMO? Honestly, I was expecting something like that, but not to this extent. At this point, I don't even know what Blizzard were expecting from their fans. To be welcomed with open arms for us just to pretend like nothing is wrong? After duds like Warcraft 3 Reforged and Diablo Immortal? Yeah, fuck you, Bobby. You son of a bitch! Okay. I'm fine. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm good. Okay. Back to Bobby being a dick. So, we have a terrible battle pass, skins that cost as much as a third of a brand new game. How much more could you want, you fucking swine? Honestly, I could just end it right here. But I won't, because I have a story to tell. Oh man, I'm just so tired. So, the first season existed. There was absolutely nothing special in it. There's no in-game currency in the battle pass, it's just garbage voice lines, a couple of okay skins, but the worst part of it all, and I'm sure this break has something to do with it, lock the new characters behind the pass. Fuck you, Bobby, you absolute scumbag! What did they add for gameplay? It's 5v5 now. Although there's one problem. 95% of the characters were not designed to work in a 5v5 environment. So what's the solution? We buff the fuck out of the tanks, and if one of the tanks sucks, the other team wins by default. Brilliant. Just brilliant. I'm sorry if this part of the video seems a bit weird, but it's just how it feels to play this game. It's so confusing on what it wants to be. It's trying to imitate the magic of the first game, but it just does not succeed. They removed two of my favorite things from the game. The first one is the rank leveling system. I miss it so much. So basically, every couple of matches you would level up your account, and you would receive a cool new banner on your character icon. It was nice to know what level you were, and if you should be afraid to play against the enemy team, or if they should fear you. And another thing you would receive is a loot box. Once you level up, you would receive 4 rewards, be it skins, voice lines, sprays, or coins. It was a nice system, and you would receive nice rewards on the regular. In Overwatch 2, once you finish the battle pass, you have 3 options. Number 1, grinding in comp for gold weapons and doing weekly challenges to receive 60 coins, through which you have to grind a lot to even get a single skin. Number 2, the item shop. Man, why does in every single live service game, the only thing that works flawlessly on launch is the item shop? Number 3, some titles. That's it. There's almost no incentive to play beyond completing the stupid ass battle pass. Also, in an unsurprising turn of event for Modern Blizzard, I think this is the only game that does not give in-game currency to buy the next battle pass. You have 2 options with that one. Number 1, grind all 12 weekly challenges to get 60 stinking Overwatch coins. Okay, let's do the math on this one. One season is 60 days, so you have approximately 8 weeks. So 60 times 8 equals 480 coins. So, in approximately 2 seasons and 1 week, you would be able to afford 1 pass. And the second option is for people that have a life, which is the most of us. Grind Microsoft points to get 200 coins every month. Hey, at least that way you have to grind just for 10 minutes a day instead of hours and hours in game to get jack shit. And the worst part that works against the game's principle is locking characters behind the battle pass.
But wait, isn't this game about counterpicking heroes?
Nah, who cares? Just buy the battle pass, kids.
I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. I fear something terrible has happened.
Okay, so I want you to do something for me. Close your eyes for a second and imagine it's the middle of May 2023. You just got home from work or school and see that an Overwatch stream is coming, which will be focused on news about the future of the game and PVE. Yes! Finally! Some news focusing on the main portion for the reason this game exists.
Those hero talents. But unfortunately, the effort required to pull all of that together into a Blizzard quality experience that we can ship to you is huge. And there really is no end in sight or defined kind of end date where we can put that out into the world. And so we're left with another difficult choice. Do we continue to pour all that effort into PvE, hoping that we can land it at some point in the future? Or do we stick with this set of values that we've aligned on and focus on the live game and focus on serving all of you? With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And
honestly, I'm not even angry. I'm not even disappointed. I don't feel anything. How can I be mad or feel something that's being puppeteered by corporate bullshit? They knew exactly what they did. The PvE was cancelled almost a year before the announcement, but they kept hiding it in order for us to buy the battle pass and skins from their fucking item shop. Honestly, I am so happy that this is the most negatively reviewed game on Steam right now, and I don't care that Aaron thinks they've been review bombed. My boy, how about you read some of the reviews then? Here, I'll show you some. And as the nail in the coffin, I am so happy that Kotic's dream to make this the next big esport is dead, because I'm tired of modern gaming's bullshit. I truly hope that the leadership is restructured if the Microsoft deal goes through. If Kotick and the boys are out, I'm 1000% sure that fans will rejoice. But until then, I want to leave you, the viewer, with one simple message. Vote with your wallet. Don't give these companies your money. Don't cope with the idea for the good old days. Gaming is in the best place it's ever been in terms of technology, talent, and community. Speak with your wallets. For $15 you can spend on the PVE they gave us. I will list 20 games you could buy for that money, and you're gonna have a much better experience, trust me. And these are just the ones that I got from the top of my head. I am truly happy for Overwatch 2's failure. It's a cynical product standing on the corpse of an amazing game that was murdered in order for greedy executives to fill their pockets with money and buy a third yacht. I don't think the future of the game is bright, but I think most people are done with Blizzard's bullshit at this point, and that's a good thing. They need to respect their customers, not treat us like dirt. That's why you need to vote with your wallet and keep on keeping on.